What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new podcast, episode 1. First time speaking into this metal object called a microphone. My name's Chris, and I'm joined by my friend Edvin, or ASAP Perp.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
So, who are you? What's ASAP Perp?
I'm gonna give a little introduction to myself if y'all don't know me. Most of y'all will know me though. But anyway, my name is Edvin. Nice, I got a notification. I'm a 15-year-old who's entering grade 10 next year, and I make music. That's basically it. And I'm just a dumb kid who wants to have fun, so that's why I made this podcast, to be honest with you. I love talking, so I could talk for days and days, so I made this podcast because, why not?
Interesting. Listen, first podcast, we're up to like 1 minute so far. I just need to ask you one thing that's very critical.
Yeah.
You put your socks on first or last? This is something that like pisses me off depending on how you answer this.
Okay. Oh my god. I don't pay attention to that, but okay, wait.
Obviously underwear's first.
When I wake up?
If you're changing out of pajamas.
Yeah,
underwear first.
Listen, if I hop out the shower, I put my underwear on first. If you don't put it on your underwear, okay.
If you put a shirt on first or socks, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, don't talk to me. I can't trust you like that. Like, I can't be your friend.
Underwear is obviously first. Okay, what's next?
Then I go shorts or pants.
Same. Next.
Then I go shirt.
Same.
Then I go socks last. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If I hop out the shower.
Thank you for being a person who actually thinks.
I know.
Listen.
If you put your socks on first, I don't.
Socks on first or socks on like after underwear. Socks on after underwear is like I can understand it. Depending on the scenario, like let's say you're in a rush.
Yeah.
And you have the socks right there.
Yeah, it's like me in the morning. I have to like piss and brush my teeth at the same time because I wake up like 10 minutes before
Sometimes
the bus
you gotta
comes.
brush your teeth in the shower.
Yeah,
it's like that much of a rush.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be pissing and and brushing my teeth. Low key kind of nasty, but whatever.
Listen, do you ever grow up where you like piss at the same time with like your dad in the same toilet bowl?
And then I'd make an X.
Like you cross paths.
Yeah.
Honestly, I guess I have a brother too, right? So it's like I remember those days and I'm like, what the flip were we thinking?
I totally forgot I used to do that. I used to go like, go like, Dad, I need a piss, and then I would go into the washroom.
You'd share,
and we'd make an X. Like he would stand on one side, and it would be an X.
Yeah.
Like he would go from right to left. I'll go from left to right.
Yeah, it always like somehow make an X or like just cross, and then like you hit the bowl. Listen, you wake up either in the middle of the night or you're the first one to wake up. You don't want to wake up anyone else who's sleeping. How do you piss?
Oh, if I don't want to wake anyone up, I might have to sit down and aim for
the whole procedure from beginning to end. Do you want to hear mine?
How?
Go to the bathroom. Instantly aim away from the water and to the side.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah. See, I have bad aim. I'm not gonna talk why I have bad aim. I just suck sometimes. But so what I'll do if I have to not wake anybody up, I'll just sit down on the pisser and then like there's no way for me to hit the water unless my.
But there's no way you're gonna aim straight for the water because that right there you're waking up your neighbors too. You gotta aim. You gotta aim for the side where there's no water.
Yeah.
Once you're done, toilet seat down. Make sure your door's closed and you sit on it.
And then you sit on it and then
sit on and flush.
I don't sit on it though.
I sit on it.
Alright.
But that's because the bathroom is like literally right beside my pantry.
Yeah.
Then you open the seat again. How do you wash your hands? I want to hear this. Do you wash your hands or you just leave?
To be honest, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I just put water on it and I'll just leave because
you barely turn it on and you get the palm of water.
Yeah,
you just do this.
Yeah.
If you get soap in there and you're able to wash it off in like less than a minute, you're lucky.
Yeah, because
open the door.
Sometimes I'll be like too tired. I just want to go sleep.
You turn the door a millimeter a minute. Like you just slowly creak it, open it, and you tiptoe back to your room.
You're lucky. I mean, you're not unlucky because you have your room like right or your bathroom right beside your parents' room.
Yeah,
that's pretty crispy. Mine is like.
It's
beside, but like it's set up in a way where it's like it wouldn't wake them up if I'm not unless I'm walking like a. But
the thing is also my parents are also like freaking crazy. They hear like an ant.
Oh yeah.
They hear an ant fart, they're waking up instantly.
Yeah. My parents are like once they fall asleep, like you're pretty good unless you're walking like goddamn Hulk and you're just stomping everywhere.
I don't know. Okay, well we started this podcast with how you change and how you pee.
That's just insane.
Please don't age restrict us. I'm gonna give you a couple modern artists, and then
Oh yes, and I
want you. Well, I want you to weigh out the pros and cons of that artist.
All right.
But don't compare yourself to their life. Compare it to their music, their artistry. Okay.
I can't compare them to their life. They're probably like.
All right. So first one, because we are in the Canada, Drake. That's Drake, but I like to call him Drake.
Man, put me on the spot. I'm gonna get crucified for this. Drake is overrated.
I know. I definitely agree.
Drake is
too overrated.
Drake is overrated. I'm gonna get crucified. Okay, that's not me saying that I don't like me some Drake here and there. All right, I think Take Care is a pretty good album. Actually, no, I think Take Care is a pretty darn good album. And I think if you're reading this, It's Too Late is also, I guess it's some mixtape, but we'll call it an album just for the sake of this conversation. But I feel like other than those two projects, Drake hasn't been able to make a good album. Another unpopular opinion I have is Nothing Was the Same. His album Nothing Was the Same. I don't know when he released. I don't know if it was. I think it was his second album. I can't remember, but I don't like it. I know everyone loves it, but I actually don't. I don't like it that much. I think it's alright. It's okay. Like it's pretty. I'm pretty indifferent to it. Like I'm 50-50 on it. I don't like it that much, but I wouldn't take absolute shit on it. But yeah, that one is overrated as well. Scorpion sucks. Views is garbage, and so Nothing Was the Same was his second album. Thank Me Later is horrible. I don't know if y'all saw, but if y'all follow, I had a comment about someone asked about it was early in the year, this school year. I'm talking to everybody who follows me on Instagram or whatever, but I had someone asked if Drake is overrated or his influence on Canada, and I gave a pretty detailed explanation saying when it comes to his influence on Canada, I think he's a huge part of Toronto and making Toronto cool. Like if it wasn't for Drake, we'd still be trash city, because Drake popularized Toronto with also help of The Weeknd. Also I love The Weeknd. But they helped popularize the Toronto scene for music and just the city in general. So when it comes to that, the influence on Toronto, I love the man. When it comes to his music, I'm really not
the biggest fan.
The biggest fan of his music, other apart from those two albums that I find really good. I think I was listening to Take Care the other day because I just felt like it. Sometimes I'm in the mood for an album and I'll just play it. But apart from those two albums, I will not listen to a Drake album from.
Especially Scorpion. When Scorpion came out last year,
Scorpion sucks.
My God, I remember listening to it with you and another friend of ours. Like, oh my, and especially because I'm not into modern music. Anyone listening to this who knows me, I'm not into modern music. I'll listen to a couple songs here and there, but I wouldn't go willingly out of my way to listen to a modern song, mainly because it's just not my style. I'm stuck in the past, I guess you could say. And I'm I listen to all the 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s music. Sometimes I can get in there. When I see my favorite artist that's part of the Scorpion album, which is Don't Matter to Me featuring Michael Jackson, I instantly, the first thought that comes to my head, especially hearing all these things from tabloids and friends and stuff like that, if Drake's going downhill, he needs a boost. And how else is he going to get a boost from the most known artist of the world, right? So he goes out of his way to buy a song off Michael Jackson and then sings over it. And I remember listening to the first time, the beat's really good, and I think he altered it really nice, and it was a really good vibe. And then the moment he started singing, I remember Eddie just going, he butchered it. He ruined a perfectly good song. And I was and then you get Michael's voice in there, doesn't even sound like Michael. You can barely hear the hint of Michael, because he needs the exposure.
I think
it worked for me at least. You see, if I see a Michael Jackson song, I'm listening to it.
I think my bro Fantano, he's a music reviewer I watch on the internet. I think Fantano said it the best. It was Drake just I think he just did that because for I guess I don't know why I'm saying this. I hate this word, but Drake did it for clout and for not exposure, but just saying, oh, I got a song with Michael Jackson. He low-key finessed him so hard because even Fantano said in that video that it was in his Scorpion review that it was clearly a moment where Michael Jackson wasn't on his best vocal performance. Yeah. And you could tell.
Because it was not only was it an unreleased song, it was an unreleased song that wasn't even finished.
Yeah. It was... Exactly. If I have a lot of unreleased songs that, and I don't want people, if I were to pass away, I don't want people hearing that. Like,
It's not your best, especially because he was going through a lot at that time. Like, he bought the song that, like, I think he bought a song where he would perform better, but the name would get the most attention. Especially because I know when he went live on tour, for Scorpion, he played like 30 seconds. It don't matter to me before switching to Michael Jackson's like don't rock with you or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so are you doing it to like pay homage to like Michael for butchering him on the album, or like do you actually like respect him, or do you use this for attention? Because anytime I see Michael Jackson related to something modern, I click on it, and that's one more click for Drake or whoever's in relation to this
record label, his whole team and everything.
Yeah, so like I don't know, for Drake, like I remember what's that song, God's Plan came out, and that was just played everywhere. Like,
I remember hearing it when it first came out.
When it first came out,
when he dropped the two songs, Diplomatic Immunity and God's Plan, I was eating rice and listening to it, and I thought it was alright. I thought it was okay.
Listen, any song that comes out, like it's decent in the beginning.
Any Drake song that comes out is instantly going number one.
It just, you hear it over
instantly going number one.
I went to Ottawa when it was like really, really doing well, and we went in the school bus and they blast, and everyone on the bus, God's Plan, like singing the lyrics, right? And I'm over here sitting like in the corner with my friend who's singing it also, and I'm like,
my bad.
Beat it. Like, I don't know. And like, it was played everywhere that I would get home and I'd sing the lyrics in my head. Because it's so overplayed. And then you think about Drake, you think about, oh, well, that song died. You see a lot of Drake from the Raptors game. And I'm like, you know what would be interesting? Instead of seeing Drake rage at all the players, how about he sings "Oh Canada"? That's something I'd watch.
Drake at the Raptors game is the great. It's like it should be national treasure. Drake at the Raptors game is the greatest thing ever. I love the man. Listen. If I don't, y'all go like, oh my god, you're contradicting yourself. You just say you love Drake. No, I don't like his music, but Drake as a person, he's actually hilarious. He's pretty funny, especially at Raptors games. At Raptors games, Drake is it's a sight to see. To be honest with you, y'all have to go to a live Raptors game and watch that.
All right, next artist. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So this, I definitely like more than Drake. Travis Scott.
I love Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, like, I remember staying up with you and I got another friend for Astroworld to drop. And, like, that's something I've never done before. And I was surprised to do it myself because, like, it's modern. And, like, I didn't expect much. I did like Butterfly Effect because that was released prior to Astroworld being released as an album. Yeah, and I was like, alright, well, if Astroworld is and Fenty, I know you're not listening, but anyone who's watched his review on Astroworld, Fenty says that his least favorite track is Butterfly Effect.
Okay, no. Sorry, let me say something. But like I said, Butterfly. Like I was continuing what Chris said. Butterfly Effect should not be the least favorite song. The worst, y'all at my school saying that Yosemite is the best song on Astroworld. I will backslap you in the face. Yosemite is the worst song on Astroworld. And Jordan, listen. Jordan, listen to me. I love you, no homo, but Coffee Bean is the best song on Astroworld. If I'm gonna pull up to your crib and slap you if you disagree.
But like Travis, I would listen to him. I remember listening to Rodeo. We bought the record and we played it on the record player. Rodeo was amazing. Apple Pie and all those songs.
Apple
like
Pie's
I was
90210 is still my favorite Travis song.
I was willing to listen to Rodeo.
Rodeo's great. Rodeo's great.
And Days Before Rodeo.
Days Before Rodeo was also
mixtape.
Great. It was a mixtape. Like, Days Before Rodeo has my favorite Travis song on it, or my top 3, I would say. And that's Drugs You Should Try It. If y'all haven't heard that song, y'all better go hear it right now because it's gorgeous. I think Drugs You Should Try It really propelled the psychedelic rap wave into what it is right now, with of course help from rappers like A$AP Rocky, Lil B, Space Ghost Perp, and just other psychedelic rappers in general that, you know, use a lot of cloudy beats and whatever. But I think that's with 52 million plays on SoundCloud. I think that's a song that really propelled it into like a mainstream eye and that underground psychedelic rap scene, which I have to pay a lot of pay my debts to because I make that type of music. So thank you, Travis.
I don't think this is his album. I think he was just featured on this album frequently. Not All Heroes Wear Capes. Is that his album or is he featured?
Oh, that's the
21 Savage.
That's
on
the
it
that's
and
the Metro Boomin album. It's a producer album, so he produced all the beats and he just got a bunch of artists to rap on his beats.
All right, what do you think of that one?
It was all right. It was okay. I liked it a little bit. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was pretty good. There's a few tracks. Let me go through the track list real quick. I know that Only One interlude, Travis Scott, the Only One interlude is great. And also Overdue with Travis Scott.
Who is it? Was it Nav who like was muted on all of the
on Yosemite? Nav was trying to struggle to find the mic on Yosemite, yeah. And then the meme, that meme was gorgeous. But yeah.
All right, so top 3 Travis albums, or mixtapes combined too. Top 3 Travis releases.
Rodeo is number 1. Astroworld's 2, and Days Before Rodeo is number 3.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more artist, and this one has a special place in your heart.
Special place.
And his name is A$AP Rocky.
Rakim Myers. Big boy.
Where did it all start? Where did this? You wake up one day and it's like, yo, who's this A$AP Rocky guy, and why do I love him all of a sudden? How did it start? Tell us the story, man.
Oh Lord. It was actually, bro. I was just. Okay, I remember now. I heard A$AP Rocky's first song, or not first song. My first song I heard by A$AP Rocky, Call Me Mainstream, yes, but that was a long time ago when I was a kid. You can't blame me. It was fucking Problems with 2 Chainz and Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I heard that song and I thought it was a good song. It was a good party song, but I saw Long Live A$AP, the album, everywhere, and saying that this is
an amazing album.
This is an amazing album, and I was just comparing it to the one song I heard, and I was just like, I never really found interest to go further into what Rocky had to do until I finally decided to listen to what he had to do. And the first song that I heard that blew me away was Holy Ghost off his second commercial record. That thing just blew me out the water. I was like, what is this? This is amazing. And because it was I haven't heard anything like that before. It had like a gospel vibe, but it's really dark, and it has like it's a guitar beat, a straight up guitar beat, and he's rapping on it. And I loved his flow. He had a catchy flow. 2, I just love the overall vibe of it, and like the slow and the drugginess and whatever. And I think that he, with the help of what he's been doing, and his music, is why I started creating music. It's a huge inspiration, as well as, I looked into producers like Clams Casino and other producers that have worked with Rocky. But yeah, he's the big inspiration to why I make music and why I started making music. I love it. I love Rocky. Yeah, and I remember listening to Fine Wine for the first time, because one day I just woke up and I was going to school and I was going to listen to At Long Last A$AP from beginning to end. It was a rainy day, so I played Holy Ghost, and it's just the perfect vibe. And then track 3 hits was Fine Wine, and I was like, bro, I get so nostalgic whenever you hear that song, because it just takes me back to the first time I heard it. I was blown away. I was shocked. I was like, what is this? I've never heard this before. This is amazing. Then I got into him even more, and then through that, I got back into older artists that I used to listen to last year, and newer underground artists, and I just entered the music universe, I guess.
So that's why you started
making music. Yeah. The reason I started listening to music heavily was because of The Weeknd, House of Balloons. That mixtape.
We got the Canadians.
Yes, I love The Weeknd. House of Balloons is still I would definitely say my favorite album of all time, just because I'm personally connected to
The
it.
Weeknd, yo,
that
day showed me Didi. That day showed me Didi is The Weeknd's cover on Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson. Can I just say, holy, like,
dude kills it.
He literally, like, Michael made that a rock song, and this guy just changed it into like this slow
R&B,
vibing R&B
dark.
song.
It was dark too. It had it was
same lyrics,
exactly.
But just like the vibe of it, it was completely different. You got in '87, you got Michael with the guitar, and now you got The Weeknd, changing a whole up, same lyrics and like same kind of like energy with the passion towards the music, but just different vibe.
Yeah, and he vocally kills it.
Yeah,
his vocals are insanely. I think that's those are, and he's even went out to state that his 2 inspirations for making music were Prince and Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and I remember seeing a post on before I even got into Michael Jackson. and all these old on Facebook. It was like a sponsored thing, or it was not sponsored. Like it showed
Nice.
up. It showed up on my feed, and it was a picture of The Weeknd holding the Bad album vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was vinyl.
Oh, I saw that picture on
You saw it?
Instagram the other day.
And it was
yeah.
like, these kids will never know what it's like to listen to Michael Jackson or have a Prince or a Whitney Houston. I'm like,
Yeah, I saw that picture. It was
Who are
it's
these
when he had the
guys?
wild hair, right?
wild hair.
Yeah,
and
I saw
just
that picture
sitting
on
in a
Instagram
chair.
the other day. It was in a
But-
chair and it was like black. It was like white in the background.
I
Like
think
it
so,
was
yeah.
kind of like had like a artsy post.
And I
to
remember
it.
seeing that, and I was like, because the first time I heard about him, and listen, sorry that like, I wasn't into music in the sense where like the only time I really go out of my way to listen to music is I turn on the radio and like listen to like whatever's playing on the radio.
Uh-huh.
I'd get home, I'd game, I'd eat, I'd sleep. Music wasn't really my thing, right?
Yeah.
So the first song that I heard was Starboy. Once I heard Starboy, I was like, this song is pretty good, right? And I remember watching the music video with the cross. He has the cross, he's smashing
Mhm.
things, dragging
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
And then it was I forgot what it's called though. Do you remember the music video where he like the car's flipped upside down? He walks out and he just
The
shows
Hills.
the
The Hills.
Oh my! I listened to that song.
Yeah,
every day.
the first time I heard the Hills was in 5th grade. I just turned on the radio. No, in 6th grade. I turned on the radio and I heard it. And then at that point I was just listening to more mainstream Weekend. And then I by accident I found House of Balloons by fluke. It was one day. I remember the exact day. It was one day I was doing my French project. And I was writing my French project for Madame Oswell. My story. And I remember sitting and I remember looking through the Weekend's old catalog. And I remember seeing House of Balloons. First of all, the album art drew me in already because it was very mysterious and dark. And then I decided to play the album, and then I ended up listening to all of Trilogy, which were the 3 initial mixtapes. That time, and I was just blown away. I called Chris once I heard DD. I called Chris, and I was like, "Where's Chris?" But he wasn't home. Because I called you to say that Michael Jackson. I just heard a Weekend's cover of Michael Jackson. I called you, but you weren't home, and I was like, "Damn it, he would have loved it." But yeah, with the Weekend, I found him by fluke, or his old stuff by fluke, and I would say his old stuff is just, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I think the first records I bought were Trilogy and Kissland. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like you showed it to me when we were at the garage. Oh my god.
With Kyle, right?
Yeah. And
Trilogy's
just
amazing.
The way like I was DD, and I was like, well, what can it? Let's change it up just a little bit. So keep the music idea in there, but moving away from more mainstream artists.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about artists who are trying to grow, or who tried growing, who became big? So like, was Lil Pump a SoundCloud rapper before?
Of course.
Okay,
Of
so
course
what do you
he
think
was.
about all these like Lil Pump guys, like people who made it big from SoundCloud? Do you think it was well deserved? Do you think it was luck? Do you think it was skill? What?
See, like I have no problem with artists blowing up just like by fluke, but cause you know it's some of it's luck as well, but it depends. It's like as long as I like you, I don't know how to pose this in a way, but it doesn't matter who blows up. I'll listen to it, and if I like it, I like it, and if I don't, I don't.
What is your opinion on Lil Pump, by the way? Because we got so many people like the world's split in half. Like this guy's a moron. This guy's like dyeing his hair rainbow. He has braces like a 6-year-old, and then you got the other who's like, yo, despite his moronic hair, this guy makes like
Funny.
sick songs, and like he can make people laugh. You know, if they're going 100 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour.
So I
70.
I actually liked his first mixtape, or his self-titled mixtape. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, to be honest with you. And thank you, Fantano. He gave it a 7 out of 10, and people crucified him and are still crucifying him to this day. But it's just dumb fun. Like if you can't listen, if you listen to his new album and say it sucks, I agree, because I don't think his new album was that good. I think it was just missing what his last album had. And his last album had this like aggressive South Florida like SoundCloud or South Florida rap sound, where he was just rapping on beats that were like overblown, distortion, clippings, just basses are exploding harder than bombs. Like it's wild. So it was just dumb fun, and I could definitely listen to dumb fun and just laugh, have fun, and just enjoy myself. And
Because you guys
sometimes I'm not always down to listen to a Kendrick Lamar or a Joey Badass. Sometimes I want to listen to something that just lifts up the mood, or
it depends on the artist or like their style. Because like you think like Michael Jackson, you compare them to Pink Floyd. Michael Jackson's music will make you stand up and start dancing. But he's like any other lyricist. Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? That's it. You look at Pink Floyd. Yeah. We don't need education. You know, it's another brick in the wall. But you won't stand up and start dancing to it. But the lyrics is the meaning. Yeah. So it's like a little pump. His lyrics can be the dumbest thing. Yeah. Me
and my grandma take meds.
Meds, right? But if the song makes you start like getting up and dancing, then that's the vibe of the artist. Yeah. Michael Jackson
depends on the and like that's the thing when people compare two artists that have nothing to do, like you said, Michael Jackson and Pink Floyd. You can't compare them because they make two
different,
polar opposite genres. Yeah. One is making psychedelic progressive rock, and one dude is making pop music.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Pop is popular music, right? Yeah. So it will get. I don't want to say majority because the world is now changing. You know, I see more people in rap or, you know,
rap is the new pop.
Is a new and who are those guys? The Asians. Is that racist to say? That's not racist. That's not racist. They are Asian. Who? K-pop.
K-pop.
That's right, like a different.
That's the new wave. Oh my god. I don't want to go on
a rant. Should I tell my story? No, I need to tell my story once at least.
Dog, I don't want to go on a K-pop rant, but someone's really forcing me to. Oh my god, I'm not gonna drop any names. I'm not gonna do anything. But oh my.
Let me tell my story real quick. So I'm back in eighth grade, and Jesus. We're in math class. We finish a math test, and we're just waiting for the bell to ring. So I'm over there listening to music. Obviously, it's probably in my 80s playlist. Either it's like Prince or like, you know, someone from the 80s, Prince, Michael Jackson. And the person across from me loves K-pop. I'm not dropping names or genders. The person across from me loves K-pop, right? So this person knows.
Give it a name. Just for the sake of the story.
Printer. Non-genderless, all right?
Yeah.
I don't want to
offend anybody.
The Printer knows, like not even Printer, my whole class, because I made it known to everyone. If you're gonna talk to me, I'm bringing up Michael Jackson or music once, and in that music category, it's gonna be Michael Jackson, Prince, Pink Floyd, U2, Queen, Freddie Mercury as a solo artist, whatever. Anyone who I have enough knowledge about that I can talk to you and have a conversation about. So they know. The Printer knows. All right. Printer. So Printer comes to me across the table and goes, "Hey Chris, listen to this song. Tell me if you like it." And it's a K-pop song. So I listen. Now, no matter what music it is, I can hate it with all my guts. Now, there's a difference between trying to offend someone and being honest with someone. You could be honest without being hurtful by just saying this. You give me a song, Eddie. If I don't like it, I go, listen. It's not that it's a bad song. It's just not my style.
It sucks. Like I get it. Like
right?
It's I don't care to be honest.
As opposed to going, this music is absolute trash. How who are you to listen to it? Like, do you even have a brain? That's offensive because you know what? Someone likes this song.
I'm sorry, but I kind of do that sometimes. But in good things.
In certain
because some people just get me mad to the point where I have to just blow up.
I wanted to. People Printer. I wanted to offend this person. So I listened to it, right? And I listened about halfway to the song, and oh my god, the half just sounded, it felt like it's 6 hours. Dude, it was like a 4-minute song. Oh,
do you remember what song it was?
I can't remember.
It was a BTS song for sure.
BTS, but yo, I can't even remember how it went. I think like as the song was going in like through the earbuds, I was like singing a song in my head that I liked. So I'm like, it felt like 5 days I was listening to this song, right? So I'm like, I'm sorry, Printer, like this isn't my style. But it doesn't mean it's bad. So and Printer, I don't know if she.
Oops. Okay, Printer's a she. Confirmed.
Printer's a she. I don't know if she got offended or if she was fine with me saying it's not my style. But I guess she wanted to like prove a point. But her point was very invalid. Very. It was far from the truth.
I remember you telling me this story when we went to buy driving. You bought
history. YouTube. Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
So she goes, Chris, just so you know, K-pop is really good at dancing, right? And I'm like, I didn't know that. But if you search up right now on Google, greatest dancer of all time shows Michael Jackson. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. Let's do it right now.
Let's do it right now.
Right? Or let's see. What's the greatest dancer of all time?
I found this on the web.
It's Alexa. Hold on.
Yeah,
Who is the greatest dancer of all time?
I found this on the web.
Know what? Let's just search it up.
Yeah.
Here, I'll do it. You can continue your story.
So just search up greatest dancer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Michael Jackson is the guy who did the moonwalk, right? And who did the lean, and who did the robot dance, and who did all these things, right? He was known for dancing and singing, right? And no offense to all these other artists prior to Michael Jackson or nowadays, but it's either who is that?
That's Michael Jackson.
It's Michael Jackson?
Uh-huh.
You can confirm. I didn't type that.
Can confirm. It's a video, top 10 greatest dancers by, is it Watch Me?
No, but you don't even have to do that. Look.
It's just thumbnails. All I know is that.
Thumbnails from Beat It.
Yeah, from Beat It.
But you don't even have to do that. You just search up greatest dancer of all time.
Yeah, I'll do it. You can continue your story.
Artist. Who's the first one?
Your boy Michael Jackson.
And this is combining males and females.
Yes,
Michael's first.
Yes.
So anyway, this girl is like, yeah, Michael Jackson, I guess, is good at dancing. By the way, I was saying, no offense to all these prior artists, it's either you can dance or you can sing. You can't do both. If you can do both, you turn out like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. And that's why.
Like Prince could sing, play like 20-something instruments. He could dance. Obviously, nothing compared to Michael Jackson, but he could dance. All right, it was something. Even taking dance out of Prince, the fact that he could sing and play 20-something. Not only that he could play it, he taught himself all those instruments. So these guys are really, really gifted.
Yeah.
So I tell her, Michael Jackson's like known as the greatest artist who can dance, sing, right? Oh, just so you know, Michael Jackson stole dance moves from K-pop. I'm not even joking. Whoever's listening right now, I'm not even joking. I wanted to just flip the table and walk out of the room. I stuttered 50 times. I was like, I said, what? She's like, yeah, Michael Jackson. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe. I don't want to assume. But perhaps you've been living under a boulder.
Patrick.
Michael Jackson died at the time, like 8 years ago. Now it's been 10, right? So he died in 2009. How is he stolen moves from when he was buried underground? Just explain that. She goes, I don't know. And I'm like, well, then that kind of makes your story stupid. Considering it doesn't make sense. So, oh my god, when anytime someone brings up K-pop, it just instant flashback to that, and that's why I don't have a good memory.
Yeah, exactly. It's personal experiences.
And not only that, like, listen, I understand as a Michael Jackson fan, I understand that there's some psychotic Michael Jackson fans out there.
Bro, there's psychotic fans in every group.
Turns out, when Billie Jean dropped, fangirls legally changed the name of Billie Jean. You have people, Michael's dead, and these fans are like, Michael's my husband. I woke up to him, like, this morning. And I'm like, are you a fan? Or are you, like, crazy? No offense. But you realize the man's dead. You can wish. But the fact that you're going out of your way, saying Michael's my husband, and you got some crazy people, like, crazy in the sense of, like, crotch appreciation. Like, they're, like, showing him grab his crotch live. It's like, really? Like, I appreciate his music, I appreciate his dance, and I appreciate his message, and I appreciate him as a human. Leaving Neverland can suck my ass. I'm not gonna watch it, first of all, because the man's dead. He can't defend himself. That's literally going, like...
That's already a reason why I didn't watch it.
Arm wrestling against a non-born is basically what you're doing.
You're basically arm wrestling a skeleton.
So, and coming out 10 years after he's dead. Makes sense. Logical. You were an adult when he was alive. Why didn't you come out then? So anyway, that's not the point. There are some fans out there that are kind of, So, K-pop, I think of fans... Listen, I'm sorry, but, like, there's no way in hell that I'm not going to think about these fans who are, like... They say what they want to think and believe is true.
Of course. Because
there's no way. It's personal experience.
Because if I had bad personal experience with K-pop fans. I'm not going to drop any names. But, I had horrible experiences with K-pop fans in the past. Especially this year in grade 9. And it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So now whenever someone brings up K-pop, I'm like, no thank you. I'm not trying to go back where I was last time. That was like full-on war. So it's a personal experiences, and you can't really get mad if someone's not willing to listen through personal experiences. So yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty weird that people be raging over small stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Just okay. I'm gonna ask you. I guess this podcast is gonna be sort of revolving around music.
Yeah.
Excluding the intro, but
Yeah. We're talking about pissing.
And underwear. Okay, so underrated versus overrated artists, whether it be solo or within a band or like.
Okay, you know what? Let's do something. Give me an artist. Just go through artists on Spotify or something, and then I'll give you under or overrated.
Give me under or overrated. If they're underrated, do they have an overrated song? Because one-hit wonders.
Yes.
If they're underrated, they have an overrated song, and people should like be open to more of his discography or her discography. If they're overrated, do they have an underrated song, or is all their songs like overrated?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Let's shoot. Okay.
Just go through Spotify real quick. You can even go on. Yeah, just go through Spotify and just go through artists.
Yeah, I'll go here. I'll do rap. I should have a. Yeah, got it. Rap. Okay. Young Thug.
I think he's perfect. Actually, he's underrated. Okay, rant time, boys. He's underrated as hell. He's underappreciated for a lot of the things he did for the culture of rap, and popularizing that weird vocalization that he does, where he sounds so nasaled, and like he sounds like all his nasals are clogged and his like sinuses are just not having it that day. But goddamn, Young Thug, I can really appreciate Young Thug for separating himself from typical auto crooning rappers, and riding his own wave and starting a new wave actually with artists nowadays like Lil Baby and Gunna. Everybody in my school loves them. Those two artists are ripping off every last inch of Young Thug style, everything down to the vocalization, to the lyrics, of course, to the melodies, to everything they do is just down to what Young Thug's wave. And I don't know how Young Thug is okay with this and ended up featuring on their song, because if someone would jack my style, I wouldn't make a song with him. I wouldn't hate him, but I wouldn't make a song with him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go like whatever. But like I don't understand how you can actually listen to Lil Baby and Gunna and go like, yeah, this guy's original. Because they're blatantly ripping off Young Thug's style, and that's why Young Thug is, I believe, underrated as hell. Also, he actually has a song on his debut studio album called Family Don't Matter, which is essentially a country rap song before Old Town Road, which is just another reason why I think Young Thug is a genius. This was released in 2017, and it was down to the point it was a country rap song. It had an acoustic guitar beat, had trap drums, had his regular vocal melodies, and he also put on like one of the hillbilly voices, where when one of the verses goes, "A country really made a couple million," or some stupid like verses like that, and that's why I think he's a genius. He's a genius. Hate him or love him, you can't deny the fact that he's huge for the culture, and that Lil Baby and Gunna are dollar store versions of Young Thug.
All right, now before you give me underrated or overrated, I want your opinion on the latest album of this artist.
Who?
Eminem. Kamikaze. Good, bad, so-so. Did it deserve the rating that Fenty gave it? Were there any good songs?
It sucks.
Good.
Kamikaze sucks.
It does suck.
It sucks.
Listen, I don't want to offend anyone who likes it. I have a friend who likes Kamikaze.
Let me just say something. Yeah. Eminem gotta retire.
No, he does.
Eminem's gotta retire.
No, sometimes it sucks to say that. Didn't he say he's gonna bring back Some Shady? I'm afraid he's gonna like ruin Some Shady.
Don't even bring it back. You're 40, dude.
No, but the thing is, if he brings back Slim Shady, he's gonna ruin the past Slim Shady. You're gonna think about modern Slim Shady to 90s.
Now. He's not 40. He was doing that as a kid when he was like 20, and he was retarded in the brain. And he was
Lose
just
Yourself
a stupid
and
kid.
all these like.
He was a stupid kid. He outgrew the Slim Shady era.
Last best album.
Marshall Mathers LP2. That was his last. Wasn't his best, but it was a good album.
Before the downhill.
Lord, no, like even Fantano said when he dropped that album, he had one album before Marshall Mathers LP2, which was kind of a down point. But then he came back with LP2, Marshall Mathers LP2, and Fantano even said in his review, he came back with this. I wonder what he's gonna do in the future. Boy, was there a surprise for him.
Yeah.
Boy, was there a surprise for him. But honestly, it sucks to say, but the dude's gotta retire. You can't be amazing for the first half of your career, then be clueless for the second half of your career. It just does, you will not be considered a legend if the first half of your career is gorgeous and spotless, literally spotless, and then the second half of your career is some of the just retarded music ever recorded. So, dude's gotta retire.
Yeah.
That's my hot take on Eminem. Dude's gotta retire.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. I have a friend who liked Kamikaze. I remember it coming out, and then I asked, "Do you listen?" Because I know he likes Eminem. So I said, "You listen to Kamikaze?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Did you like it?" Because I didn't like it. He goes, "I loved it," and I was like, "What did you?" And the fact that he's collaborating with Ed Sheeran.
That was on
Revival. That's kind of.
That's just retarded.
That's just like.
Revival was even worse.
Like no, but why the collaboration with Ed Sheeran? Like, if you collaborated with, listen, I'm not saying do it because I don't know if it's gonna ruin anything, but I think it'd make more sense to collaborate with someone like Travis Scott or a rapper, or maybe like someone who like is in the same genre.
Yeah, like,
not someone who's like I'm in love
Logic.
with the shape of you.
Like the thing he did with Logic, that song that he did with Logic, Homicide, or Logic did with Eminem. Yeah, that made sense. I'm not a big fan of the song, but at least it's the same artist, genre. It wasn't like choosing a dumb artist that you're like
because you know why?
Like A$AP Rocky with
it's
Florence
a
Welch.
Business.
Like it just doesn't work.
It's a business. Ed Sheeran was the top of the charts.
Of course, yeah. And he wanted, so he got him for a chorus. So
listen, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna assume that this is what happened, but I'm guessing that Eminem saw this as an opportunity to kind of rise because he did. And then Ed Sheeran saw this as like I'm gonna be working with probably the greatest rapper there was. Yeah. Right. So it was kind of like a win-win in the sense where like
on a business scale.
On a business scale. Yeah, but not musically.
Not
kinda.
That song sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a business scale, it was a great move. But at the end of the day, we gotta understand that it's a business, and I can trash that song all I want, but they ended up winning. So
yeah, they're gonna be
because he got a song on the radio. He got a song on the radio. Ed Sheeran can say I worked with Eminem.
Doesn't matter which artist you are. Any time, no matter where you are in the world, you hear your song on the radio. Your song's playing on the radio. That's your bank account or your cash register going cha-ching. No matter
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m.'s in my bank account. Yep.
Okay, so now overrated, underrated Eminem. Despite his highest highs and his lowest lows, if you had to find a neutral ground,
you can. I really can. Because the first part of his career was amazing, and then he just forgot how to rap.
He just lost it.
He didn't forget how to rap. He could still rap, but he forgot how to make quality music.
But I guess it kind of changed with the vibe. I feel like he has... Because this is what a lot of
I'm nothing against
artists
artistic like, you mean like, you don't want him to doing the same thing his whole career, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if he did the same thing as he did back in the 90s. But that's obviously because, I'm stuck in the 90s. And
yeah. I'm all down for...
If Lose Yourself comes on, Stand comes on, Not Afraid comes on, I'll listen to it. And that was like 2010. When was Not Afraid?
That was 2000. That was Recovery. I don't know when Recovery came out.
Not Afraid. I like that song. Anyway, so what I want to say is like he. I don't know.
He forgot how to make music. He forgot how to make quality music. But as I was saying, like, I'm nothing against artistic progression, right? Like evolving into a different artist than what you were when you started. That applies with. I'll give you an example. Tyler the Creator had one of the best artistic evolutions of an artist that I've ever seen. He started off with like shock raps and horrorcore with his first album or mixtape, which is he considers it his first album, which I love. It's still it's to this day my favorite Tyler album because his first one was still always my favorite just because I have a deep personal connection to it and I really love it that much. But he continued with the shock raps into Goblin, and then he evolved into a different artist doing more artistic things on Wolf. Then from Wolf went Lo-Fi and on Cherry Bomb. Then from Cherry Bomb he just evolved into a more mature artist than he was on Flower Boy, and now with Igor he dropped another really good album. And I can listen to all of his albums and they're all great depending on a mood, and he evolved like an artist should. Just you know, he learns and just makes different music. Like play us any song off Igor and any song off Goblin, and it's two polar opposite songs. It's by the same artist, but they're both good.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of artistic evolution and personal growth.
Yeah. What I want to say is like what a lot of artists do, especially when they're kind of going, you know, downhill or they need to like be picked up, they're not doing. I know Madonna's done this. I know Michael Jackson kind of did this, so I know it's been carried on. Any unreleased song that they think has, I guess, opportunity, they'll work on it a bit to make it a little more modern and release it. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they wrote it like last year. Mm-hmm. It's like this is a song that they wrote maybe 5 years ago, but they need a song on the album. So, like, whenever an artist dies, that's when, like, you know, all their unreleased songs come out and stuff like that, right? I don't want Eminem to have to die so that his unreleased songs can come out. He still has time to kind of, like, pick up those songs and work on them. Even if it's from a year ago. At least it's closer to what he was 6 years ago.
He's literally just, like, screaming at SoundCloud rappers.
So.
And it's annoying.
Tell me if you agree with this. This is a poll we took June 24th, 2018. Best Tyler Creator album. 26% said Wolf. Is that a full, like, you know what I'm talking about? I think,
yeah.
74% said Flower Boy.
Okay, and then what's the other one? Wolf over Flower Boy? I don't know. I can't choose my favorite Tyler album. I think they're all great. And
then Bastard 33, Goblin 67.
Goblin's also great too. I love all of his albums, really. Cherry Bomb was the only one that I was kind of iffy about, and I still have to give it, like, more listens. It's not I haven't listened to in a while. I still have to give it another listen because I haven't listened to it in a while. But, you know, it was the only one that I was iffy about. But, yeah, there's nothing. I can listen to any Tyler album and still enjoy it. I can listen to Bastard. The Bastard's still my favorite. I like to listen to Goblin. I love Goblin. Mm-hmm. It's just the anger, like, let out. And there's also some great production.
He's a cool album cover with the Flower Boy. Is that one?
Is that one with, like, the bees?
The orange background, the bees.
Yeah,
and like he's standing.
That's Flower Boy.
I like that album cover. I see it a lot when I go looking for records.
That's definitely a great album. His newest one, Igor, is amazing.
Yeah. Okay, next artist. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, what was your verdict on Eminem? You can't decide.
Indecisive.
Kendrick Lamar.
Perfectly rated.
Perfectly rated.
Perfectly rated.
J. Cole.
Damn, I used to be a huge J. Cole fan back in my earlier, like, music days when I started listening. But I've learned to outgrow him because he sounds like he's just trying to jack Kendrick style, to be honest with you.
X.
Oh my god, I'm going to get beat up.
I remember the day he died.
Overrated.
You were in overrated?
Overrated as hell.
You know what? I think he's overrated because of his death.
You know, no, not even because of his death. Even before his death, he was really popular too, and I didn't like him. But okay, let's. I said overrated. All right, all of you X fans out there, breathe. All right, breathe. I'll explain. Breathe. All right. I don't want you ending up like him. Breathe.
You say you don't want him in the what?
I don't want you ending up like him.
Yo. I don't want you ending up like him.
Because, like, you know, if you don't breathe, you finna, like, die. So.
Okay, continue.
But, breathe. I'll explain. We're talking about music here, alright? That has nothing to do with his death. I want to talk about his music. And I believe that his music is very, very overrated. Half of his songs sound like they're half finished. His album 17 literally sounds half finished. What's half of 17? The album should have been called, like, what?
8.5.
The album should have been called 8.5 because half the songs are half finished. They're half baked. It's like serving someone cookies. It's like putting cookies in in an oven and then just stopping halfway and then serving it to your guests. That's basically what I got out of the album. Yeah. Well, his follow up was definitely. It sounded like he completed some of the songs, but it was still missing a push to actually make it good music. There were a few. It was, of course, better, but you know.
But, I mean,
also
I can't say that I heard a lot of X songs. I remember when he died. That song. It was Can't Keep My Dick in My Pants.
Hey, look at me.
I remember listening to that.
That came out in 7th grade.
That's the only song I knew from him. I'm being so dead honest. Only song I've heard from him, right? So I can't really like it's a biased.
Bias
Bi-
opinion. Every opinion. If you look at it like.
But
this
here's the
way, every
thing, let
opinion's
me-
biased.
Does bias make you wrong? Let's just take a step away from music for a second. Does bias make you wrong?
Every opinion's biased.
But does it
If
make
you
you wrong?
if you
But
have
does
an
it make you
opinion-
wrong?
No.
That's good. I agree.
No.
Some people disagree.
Because it's
I-
your thing. It's like your personal experiences and your thing. Like there's nothing wrong with.
There's not to say that you're always gonna be right.
Yeah, of course.
But that doesn't make you
biased.
wrong.
I'm biased to The Weeknd's music. I love his music.
So if you were to be like his music is good, that's a biased opinion, but that doesn't make it wrong.
yeah, it's any opinion you formulate is automatically biased because if you have an opinion, bias is you leaning to
That opinion.
that
as opposed to someone else who
opposed to
believes
someone-
something else.
Exactly. So if we think about it this way, bias shouldn't even exist. That word should not exist. If you have an opinion, you are already biased. That word is pointless. That word is just used for people that are salty that use it against you to make you seem like your opinion's wrong.
Yeah.
Damn, I came out with the intellectual.
What'd you say?
I came out with the intellectual. I came out with the legendary quote right there. Someone quote that.
Okay, now continuing with X. You think overrated? I do too. We'll see within like a year and a half, maybe a couple months. We don't know. Do I think that his son's circumcision meme was an amazing trend? Yes. Oh my god. If that trend didn't become a trend, then I would have. Oh my god, I don't know what I've been missing out on. But just the Minecraft
DQ
memes.
circumcision.
Moonlight. Wait, Moonlight.
Yeah,
Spotlight.
Moonlight. Like it's amazing. It's
I just
amazing.
and especially when you bass boost it and make it like up here when it's nice and personal and close in the moonlight, you know.
Big Daddy.
So and you got a Minecraft gameplay running to his circumcision.
Gorgeous.
Listen, do I feel bad that his goddamn dad's dead? Hell yeah. No kid should have to experience, no matter who your dad is.
This is like I
It
said.
depends on your dad,
Like I said, we're
opinion.
talking about.
But this
music
guy wasn't.
and death.
Listen, no matter who you are, you're controversial to someone.
Well,
No matter who
he was
You
controversial.
could be a celebrity.
He
or
was
you could be
controversial
homeless.
about like assault charges against his wife and whatever. Did
I
you hear
never-
that? Against women, he got like arrested a lot of times for.
I know he's been arrested. I know that.
He's been arrested. I don't know how many times.
But there's.
And he was also.
I'm not
controversial.
condoning this action, but you know there's wife beaters out there who are like, why did he go to jail?
Yeah.
That was very appropriate of him to do.
And he was also controversial when he was in jail for I think. he beat up a gay person in jail because he didn't like the way he looked at him.
Honestly, some people just,
Yeah, he was also controversial about that. He was always controversial, and he was just one of those angry teens from South Florida that can't control.
I'm
themselves.
controversial. I'm controversial to someone. If I go down the street and
Listen,
I say
our opinions on this podcast right now are gonna be controversial to someone.
exactly, someone's gonna be like, "What, Drake? He's the greatest."
What,
celebrity."
K-pop?
Michael Jackson's a pedophile. That's what someone's gonna be thinking. Listening to this, but you know what? Doesn't matter. No matter who you are, you're controversial. You don't have to be a celebrity to be controversial.
Of course.
I want to ask you another question. Now, this doesn't tie necessarily to music, but to artists. You can, if you want, you can relate to actors or whoever, celebrities.
Go for it.
If you yourself are a celebrity, and I can't remember his name, but I think you'll know. Paparazzi. Who's that guy who's like, I don't get enough attention, and I want paparazzi always taking pictures of me and following me wherever I go. You know? Nav.
Also, Aisha Curry. I lied.
Yo.
Okay, we're gonna not talk about Aisha Curry this time.
All right, so
I've said enough at school.
so okay, if you are this ASAP Perp guy,
Yes.
you're making music. You sold your first record sells
Bear.
100,000 records.
Sure.
All right, you get an average following of 75,000 people.
That's
Okay.
fine by me.
That's fine. TMZ runs up at you. You're with your family leaving
A gas station.
a gas station, whatever. Gap.
Game proud.
Gap, please sponsor this podcast. You're leaving somewhere. TMZ flashes you all the time with their camera. They're asking you multiple questions. Microphone right beside. You appreciate it?
No, but it's their job and they gotta do it. Everybody's got a job. No one appreciates that.
Do you think that
Travis looks like he's about to murder the paparazzi, but he has to live with it because
No, but do you
his wife is Kylie Jenner. Like, goddamn.
But do you think that paparazzi is a meaningful job? Do you think it's a helpful job?
No, but everybody's got a job, and if that job is there and someone has their job,
I watched this video,
and he's
it was
depending
do
on his
all
family.
paparazzi think the same way? You're not born saying, "Hey, I want to take pictures," but not any kind of pictures. Pictures of famous people.
Yeah.
I think it's the attention that I can't relate, but like, if you're good at taking pictures, then take pictures of things that won't be affected. You have people who are walking outside, and they said in the video too, and this like really sucked. The day Michael Jackson died, ambulance is leaving his house, going to the hospital. They took a picture of him in the ambulance. Everything, like something down his mouth to like resuscitate him. You know, paramedics all over his face, his eyes closed, his like hair like sort. Since he was 5, Michael Jackson dealt with paparazzi. And in one of his interviews, he said, and you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and deny. You have something like about the lifestyle of someone who I admire. I'm interested. You tell me that Michael Jackson, you know, eats at this restaurant. I might want to go see that restaurant. You know, because Michael Jackson was there, right? Can I live without it? I think so. So here's the thing.
Let's differentiate paparazzi and stalking, because stalking is what they're doing to Kawhi right now, and y'all better leave.
Oh
Kawhi
my God,
alone.
Kawhi, man, he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave
Kawhi,
if you guys
leave Kawhi alone. Leave him alone. This just in, Kawhi took a shit. I don't care.
Like no, like it's honestly a problem. If Kawhi's going to a Blue Jays game, that's acceptable.
Yes, because
everyone's there.
There's like 10,000
people watching on TV, and there's people
10,
in the stadium,
and they gave him a standing ovation. That's no issue.
That's different. But if Kawhi's at Home Depot buying moving boxes, and Kawhi's moving his daughter to a school
or eating at a restaurant, man took him a picture of a restaurant. Like, bro,
what purpose does that serve you? Are you going home at night going, oh yes, Kawhi was at Home Depot and he bought boxes, yes, and you're gonna get off to that? What do you need? What do you need to know? Like, this guy has until what, July 2nd?
He's got. I think he denied his player option. So like, I think I don't know how much time he has left. I know it was the 29th, but I think now since he denied his player option, he has like way more time. Listen, I don't know exactly like what's going on.
Time still goes on. Time doesn't stop for anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay, just wait. Okay, you don't need like. I always in these scenarios, I put myself in in their shoes. I have the hand the size of a car. I have the height the size of a building. I'm exaggerating, but this is Kawhi. He's built like hell, and he's an amazing basketball player. All right. This guy injures himself, but he injures himself doing what he loves, and he's in front of hundreds of thousands of even millions of people. All right. Is that not enough? You're not watching Kawhi play basketball so that you can know what he does before or after the game. You're watching him for the game.
Exactly.
Okay? So why does it matter what he's doing outside of the game?
And all of your BS reports are not going to make Kawhi's decision change. He is going to go wherever he goes. Listen, I'm one of the biggest Toronto Raptor fans you'll ever meet in your whole life. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing a Lowry jersey right now.
Jersey. You got the number 7.
I want him to stay so much. I love the man to death. But he's his own man, and he will decide where he wants to leave. And if he leaves, I will still respect him, and I will treat him with open arms if he wants to come back.
Here's the thing. So I saw this comment, and it was like, wherever Kawhi goes, I go. As a guy, I guess as a fan, right? Uh-huh. And someone said, so you're a Kawhi fan, not a Raptors fan. And he goes, no, I'm a Raptors fan. And some guy was like, well, no. If Kawhi leaves, you're not going to support the Raptors. You know, no matter where Kawhi goes, I'll appreciate him, but I gotta stand by my team.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, no. Like, I think he was in denial, the guy in the comments. Kawhi, there's no doubt about it, he won the team the championship. Obviously with the help of Lowry and Gasol and Siakam and Van Vliet.
He was the leadership.
But why do you think he got MVP? Why do you think he got MVP?
He led in silence. He led by example. His quietness and his togetherness and
humbleness.
his calmness.
His humbleness
was what everyone picked up on it on the team. And I'm not saying I hate when people say Kawhi carried them because listen, everyone did their job, but Kawhi didn't carry them, but Kawhi led them. He was leading.
He was leadership.
He was
took the
leading.
leadership role.
He was leading. It's like an army. Like if you have there's not one person that wins a war. There's a leader that brings you to that end goal, but there is a whole army behind you that is supporting you and doing what
You're supposed to be doing.
Kawhi led them to the championship. Kawhi did not carry them to the championship. If I hear one man say that to me, we're having an issue, and it's not basketball. It's deeper than basketball. It's family level.
You put Kawhi on any other team, there's no denying that Raptors still with Lowry. Let's say the team was a team without Lowry, all right, and they just replaced him. So let's say the because they would normally play Lowry and Kawhi the same time.
They were starters, yeah.
So let's say Kawhi was in there, and they played Siakam. And
Siakam's the starter, but like,
well,
who they put in the? Honestly, if it wasn't,
was Gasol in the starting?
Gasol's the starting lineup. Okay, let's say, let's say we put DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright's a new power forward.
Do you think that
forward,
Raptors aren't gonna make even a foul shot? Like, do you think that Kawhi's gone? The basketball is just now magically knocked. They're gonna win games.
They're gonna make it to the playoffs as well.
Championships, debatable.
They're making the playoffs as well. Even before Kawhi came last year, we made it to the playoff second round, and every time we get to the second round, we choke. So now we needed something that could push us farther from the second round, and that player was Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
And Masai even said, "Doug, you're coming to Toronto. You don't even have to play in the regular season if you're injured."
Can we get an F in the chat for DeMar?
Free DeMar.
I mean, this guy literally didn't he cry?
He had a standing ovation, but yeah, he was pretty emotional. But listen, it sucks that Kawhi destroyed DeMar's 8-year legacy in 8 months.
Oh my god, it was gone.
That's just sad.
It was gone.
But
especially after that, it's this dagger. After that night, everything changed.
Oh lord,
everything changed.
After that night was when I was convinced Kawhi actually might stay. After he hit that shot.
And listen, any Warriors fan or someone who's just like, if you're American or you just don't like the Raptors, especially after when we had the 2 injuries on Warriors.
And listen, honestly, no one even wanted the Warriors to win.
No one.
Well, they weren't even Raptors fans. They just didn't want the Warriors to win.
But listen, they won enough times. After a certain amount of times, it's like, okay, we get it. You're good.
Yeah.
Enough.
Course, it's like soccer. That's why I stopped watching soccer. Real Madrid and fucking Juventus or Atletico Madrid and Bear Champions League finals. I stopped watching soccer for that reason. It's the same shit every year.
Exactly. So when you see injuries on the Warriors, you're like, okay, listen, I'm not gonna lie. As a Raptors fan, I was like, advantageous. This is advantageous.
Or you're talking about what happened with KD, the controversy about
and Klay Thompson.
What people were like.
Well, no, okay. When KD got injured, I'm not gonna lie to you. Did I feel bad? Of course I did, because this guy injured himself. But listen, what went through my head was opportunity. Because this guy carried. Exactly. This is opportunity. You just lost one of your best players on the other team. Don't allow the same performance as if he was there.
Okay, that's exactly what I watched the day after Game 5. Max Kellerman, my boy, who's the only one on ESPN that will actually defend the Raptors. Mm-hmm. And he said those exact words that you just said. It was like a normal human would react. The first reaction was when KD went down, oh my god, we have a chance to win the championship.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh wait.
And no, it's not selfish, okay?
It's natural.
Because it's our team. It's our team.
It's natural human reaction. But then they were like, oh wait.
This kid just injured.
Hold up, a human just got injured.
And not only
then
that,
we were like, oh wait, KD.
And not only that,
it took some time to realize because adrenaline was pumping. We were like, oh my god, we can win a championship.
It's a career-threatening injury.
Yeah.
This could end KD's run. This injury, right?
But
that's not the first thing. Yeah. You don't see an injury and go, when you're on the opposite team, obviously, and go, oh man. You go, oh, go Raptors, go! And especially after, and listen, you get pissed when you see people like Klay Thompson making threes anytime they want. When he goes down, he goes down, listen,
bro, you know how
just give them the championship, all right? Because you lost your 3 machine and the driver of everything.
Yeah.
The OPPURINITY. Opportunity. Go. Take advantage.
That's exactly what everyone was thinking. Opportunity.
And then
this is our chance. But then once we go like, wait a minute, a human just got injured. That's when, and also the media never showed the Raptors cheering on KD as he went out. They just absolutely finessed it hard on new wave of finesse. But yeah. I was low-key pissed in Game 6 at Klay Thompson hitting every single three because his physics and his shot never made any sense.
Mm-hmm.
When he went down, I might have been a little happy. I'm sorry to admit, I might have been turning up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, wait a minute. This man just got injured.
Yeah.
I need to calm down. So I calmed down. Then I realized it was a torn ACL and I felt really bad. But at least I realized my mistake before it was too late.
Yeah.
And then we ended up winning the championship and, I ended up working in our favor.
Well, not only, we got to end this soon because we're an hour and 7 minutes-ish, so we're going to wrap this up soon. So,
yeah.
Ending off on a basketball note. When KD went down, people started chanting. And then you got the media, Canadians chant from an injury. No. What? Tell me what happened when Kawhi went down when he was playing for the Spurs.
Against Golden State. The
What
exact
happened?
same thing.
He got injured.
Even in
What
the same
happened?
series.
Wait, oh, poor baby. Make sure he's good. No, they were cheering. Why were they cheering? Because their rival team just lost one of their greatest players.
Also, remember when Van Vliet got hit in the
eye? I was about to say that.
And everyone was turning up. And the media also never
Man got
showed.
7 stitches. 7 stitches.
And that was live too.
And it was live.
Yeah, he got him straight up.
The guy's bleeding down his right cheek. Alright? And listen, I understand it was an accident, okay? But did you not see how brutal it was? And then this guy walks off and they pretend as if it never happened.
Yeah, he got a chipped tooth and
chipped tooth, they had to get it filled.
On the floor, right?
Yeah, he saw it on the floor. And I was like, well, I'm not relating to Michael Jackson, but the song, it's literally human nature. You see your rival team lose great players. What?
I'm not about
you can't let emotions get in the way of your career.
Yeah.
Or what you're passionate about.
It's human nature. You'll get happy at first, but then you'll realize
afterwards. It takes time. It takes a little bit of time. When we have
Raptors,
nostalgia and that
the Raptors
adrenaline running.
Yeah.
Not nostalgia. Adrenaline running through you. Especially when Nick Nurse called that timeout. When Kawhi was making shots and they were in the groove. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse
that's why we lost Game 5.
That's why we lost it. He made a mistake. I don't understand why he called that timeout. Maybe he was getting scared.
That's adrenaline.
It was adrenaline, right? So
he
didn't know.
2 minutes left, and he's about to win his first NBA championship.
So he doesn't know how to react. Obviously.
Of course, and he's a rookie
so
coach.
Maybe
for him being a rookie coach, he did amazing.
No, he did.
The only mistake he ever made that whole playoffs was that timeout that he called.
That timeout.
Other than that, it was perfect.
When that timeout was called, I didn't understand. I thought it was Warriors.
Yeah.
And I was like, but they didn't have the ball.
Yeah.
And then when I found out Nick Nurse called it, I was like, we just lost the game.
We just lost the game right there.
Because Kawhi was running, Lowry was running. They all had that energy.
Yeah.
The last 2 minutes, they were gonna make Lowry and Kawhi was making shots. They call a timeout in that minute and a half timeout, 2 minute timeout.
I think it was. I don't know how long the timeout was, but there was 2 minutes left in the game, and then we lost.
They lost it. They lost.
They came back.
They came back on the court.
They came back and they hit 3 threes.
They came back on the court. Raptors what were they doing again?
Yeah, but yeah, that's.
So I don't know. Well, man, this has been a good podcast. First episode, in my opinion. Music, underwear, peeing, basketball.
Speaking of peeing, I actually have to take a fat piss after this.
All right, so thank you everyone for listening to our first podcast. We still have no clue what we're gonna name this, but if you're watching it, then it's in the title. So future us will already have decided.
Also, links to Instagrams and my SoundCloud are in the description. Go check out my music. Follow me on Instagram. All that stuff. Maybe next podcast we could talk about a little bit about my music and what I'm doing.
Future
projects. We'll talk about that next time. This was just an entry level,
kind of get to
welcome to the podcast. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, thank you everyone for watching or listening, and we'll see you guys next time.